Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. As we tell you all the time, if something happens, we'll come to you with the latest and greatest information. We've just completed a conference call with the National Weather Service concerning the winter storm that's coming at the end of the week. And Herb, the main point that they told us was it's going to be cold.
Well, and cold is what they said. And again, we wanted to come on and just kind of put to rest some of the rumors that's been out there floating around on social media about the blizzard conditions and about this is going to be the storm of the forever and ever. And so, as Brian said, we just got off of the conference call with the National Weather Service. So why don't you kind of give them a timeline of what's going on and what to look for?
So basically what they told us to expect is definitely there's going to be a strong winter storm coming in, and some of the coldest temperatures that we've seen since 1989. The temperatures and the wind gust, as you see on the screen here, is what's going to be the biggest impact. They're saying 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gust, which between Thursday afternoon and Saturday morning is going to drive the wind chills to negative 15 to negative 35 degrees. So definitely some dangerous cold temperatures that you're going to see here in St. Clair County. As you see on the map, they're estimating us about that negative 26 wind chill. And in this temperature, as it says there, the life-threatening cold has the potential to put frostbite on someone's skin in less than 30 minutes. As we look through that, the winds are really what's going to drive this. And for the St. Clair County area, we're expecting wind gusts of about 45 miles an hour. And the one thing to be aware of when we do have winds that strong is there could be the potential of some isolated power outages if a tree limb gets blown down and takes out a power line. And with as cold as it's going to be, those power outages could be very, very detrimental.
Well, and we've been in contact with our partners at Ameren, and as we are and have been in the past, they're that tool in our toolbox that we count on in times like this.
Absolutely. The next slide you see kind of describes what everybody's wondering about, what's going to happen with the snow. So this is on Thursday. The northwestern part of our county, anywhere between that 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., the eastern part of our county, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So really we need to be aware here in St. Clair County anywhere from about noon till 7 p.m. for the snow to start falling in St. Clair County. And when we look at the next slide, it tells us what kind of snow we can expect. So 2 to 3 inches. 2 to 3 inches of snow is what they're forecasting here for St. Clair County. And you see that red line that runs across the bottom right-hand side of the screen that just barely clips the bottom corner of St. Clair County. The National Weather Service told us on the call today, the areas to the right of that line is actually going to start as rainfall and then switch into snow. So here in St. Clair County, we're expecting snow only, 2 to 3 inches of snow, and it's going to fall pretty quickly. That 2 to 3 inches of snow is going to fall in its entirety between that probably noon and 7 o'clock on Thursday. When we attend those briefings with the National Weather Service, they give us kind of the best worst case scenario. So you can see here that best case scenario, there's a 90% chance we're going to get 1 or more inches of snow on Thursday. When you start talking about the worst case scenario, there's a 90% chance that we will have less than 4 inches of snow. So really here in St. Clair County, we are anticipating that probably 1 to 3 inches of snowfall.
Well, and the thing I really want to mention out there, this is Mother Nature that we're dealing with. So if we end up with a foot of snow, I don't want somebody coming back and saying, well, St. Clair County said we were only going to get 1 to 4 inches. This is Mother Nature we're dealing with. These are just what we get from the National Weather Service, our partners over there who do the best job possible given what they have to help prepare people. So we're giving you this information, and it'd be nice if we're wrong and the sun comes out and shines.
But they did tell us that, when they do these forecasts and we have our briefings with the other emergency managers in the area, they rank their confidence low, medium, and high. Their confidence is both high on precipitation and high on snowfall amounts. So they feel they've got this one pretty well understood. And
this is going to change. We'll be doing another update with them tomorrow afternoon.
Correct.
Also. So
another call tomorrow.
Yeah. So
the next one you see that we have here is snow chances by the amount. So you look for St. Clair County, it says we have a 73% chance of getting 2 inches of snow. But then when it moves up to the 4+ inches of snow, we're down in that 5% range. So definitely drops off very quickly. Speaking of dropping off very quickly, the temperature is going to drop very quickly on Thursday. Thursday morning, they're saying we wake up to about a 34-degree temperature here in St. Clair County at 6 a.m. Thursday. By noon, it's down to 22, and by 6 p.m., 6 degrees.
6 degrees, yeah.
So the last thing they talk about is the points to consider. The snow is going to come down heavy, but it's going to come down heavy only for a couple of hours. There's been a lot of conversation about blizzard conditions. Well, it doesn't take a record snowfall for blizzard conditions. It takes wind and snow. So we are going to have high winds, and we are going to have snow falling at the same time. Are we going to reach blizzard conditions? No, they do not feel we are going to reach blizzard conditions. They are saying also it's going to be a very dry snow, so something that's very, very easy to blow around, and then the bitter cold is going to make any type of treatment very difficult. We work with the county highway department and all the different roads and bridges and townships throughout the county, and they're all going to be doing their best to battle this, but with temperatures that cold, none of the treatments really work.
Exactly, right. And, when you add the winds, the cold temperatures, there's other things that we talked about. You want to remember our pets. Bring those pets inside, our little doggies and whatever you can be. So many times people will forget about them. They may leave them out in their dog houses, their kennels, but if you can bring them in someplace warm, that's what you definitely need to do. We also talked about, everybody's got their Christmas decorations out now. We highly recommend that you make sure they're tied down, because when you start getting 40 and 50 mile an hour gust winds, you may be chasing them down the street a couple of blocks.
Absolutely, and we posted them earlier. We're going to be sharing them regularly. We talk about the warming centers that are available. Check on your friends, check on your neighbors. If you know someone that might need help, the warming centers are available. The best way to get up-to-the-minute warming center information is calling 211. 211 knows of all the warming centers that are available. That's managed by the United Way. United Way is in contact with organizations every minute of every day that are contemplating opening additional shelters. If there's going to be overnight at times that they're going to need to shelter people, they'll work through those options, and they are the ones that will have the latest and greatest information, and we will continue to bring you all of those updates on warming centers as they're made available to us.
Yeah, and that's what as we said at the beginning, we always tell you that we will bring you anything update that we feel is important to get out there to you. We will be having another conference call tomorrow afternoon around 3:30 with the National Weather Service. In case something changes, we'll be sure to bring you the latest and greatest information. But the moral of this briefing today is, yes, we're going to have some cold temperatures. If you don't have to go out, don't. Please stay in. And the other good news is a couple of questions was asked on the briefing. Was this going to be a long cold spell? And they're actually saying, hopefully by Saturday, Sunday, we'll start seeing a gradual warming period over the next 14 days.
They did. They said above average temperatures for New Year's Day.
Yeah. So that's we wanted to bring that information to you. That's hot off of the press from our friends at the National Weather Service, who do the best job possible. We're glad to have them in our toolbox with us, and we hope you take heed of what we're telling you about the cold weather and the strong winds coming. And if we get any other information, we'll let you know. Everybody have a good evening.